Shalom, shalom, shalom. This your brother Kwame Allah coming at you with another lesson. Before I get into this lesson, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, HaHaKwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone who teach this truth and who will rub. Kazak shalom to the hopeful elect. All right, this lesson is going into, we're starting off this clip it because I was looking for a lesson to do, and the brother had sent a video of another brother doing a lesson on this. But the crazy part is, earlier today, I was with a chick and she was talking about this game called Fallout and how it was, I guess they made it off this movie right here. All right, and the crazy part, we only watched like the beginning of it, and then because we got to talking about China and Russia shooting missiles. Then she got to talking about Chernobyl, which I'm about to get into, but I'm just gonna let this play because at the end of the day, America's going to be destroyed by thermonuclear missiles, man. Thus saith the Lord.
Well, back when I was in the Marines, they taught us that if they ever drop a really big bomb, they told us to hold up your thumb just like this. And if the cloud is smaller than your thumb, now you run for the hills.
And if it's bigger than your thumb?
They told us not to bother running.
Do you think it's gonna happen?
I certainly hope not. But us cowpokes, we take it as it comes, right?
Can I have a slice, Dad?
Now, let me see if I can't rustle you up a piece.
All right, one piece of cake coming up from my favorite cowgirl.
Is it your thumb or mine?
That's smoke, Janie. It's just a fire.
Right. And as you seen first, that missile hit, and then what? As the scriptures say, seen the heavens rolled as a scroll. All right, and that scroll right there is the mushroom cloud, from the missiles. All right, and also, I'm gonna just grab it. I was gonna go to the Ezekiel 38, but Isaiah, I believe it was 14. Isaiah 14 and 23, it says, I will also make it a possession for the bittern. All right, because America's going to be made desolate. All right, the bittern is a bird. It says, in pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction. All right, and what you seen was that that blast. All right, that shock wave. All right, from that missile, which is the besom of destruction. All right, that's what's going to sweep a lot of the land, man, laying it desolate. It says, saith the Lord of hosts. All right, and also, like I was talking about Chernobyl. All right, because when I was looking into it, as she was telling me, about it, Chernobyl is I believe it's in Ukraine, but back then, Ukraine, Russia, I believe Germany. You know, they had the Soviet Union. All right, which right here I'm just gonna read a little bit about it because I'm gonna tie it all in. Well, I was reading it at the Cold War. It ended in 1991, but I mean it started in 1947. It ended in 1991. But right here in Wikipedia, it says the Cold War was a period of geopolitical tension between the United States and the Soviet Union. It says, and their respective allies, the Western Bloc and the Eastern Bloc, and that started in 1947, 2 years after it ended. But hold on, because it was something I was reading. I don't know if it's on this one, but just to add this into, because this is what made me think of it after watching Chernobyl. Because as after like I think the second or third, they made a thing on, I don't know if it's on Stars, but it's like a series. All right, it's basically going into what happened, and basically a rough summary was that it was a nuclear power plant, all right, in Chernobyl, Ukraine, all right, and ended up blowing up, and they didn't know if the Americans did it. All right, and this was all during, part of the Cold War. All right, and they like I said, they didn't know if America did it, but they still hold in their heart, that USSR spirit, that Soviet spirit against the United States. And as I was looking into it, because the Cold War was, supposedly ended, but in these Russians, their minds, it didn't. All right, they still remember the things, America has done. All right, they remember the acts. All right, I'm going to read this. It says, Russia's former president said the U.S. thinks it won the Cold War, but it now on the average, it's like it now on the verge of losing it. All right, so in their minds, it's still going. All right, they never left their defense. And I believe a part of the Cold War was a nuclear arms race. All right, and now we already see who has the bigger weapons. All right, America's not, the big bad bully anymore, as it's spoken in Joel. All right, now the weak are saying they're strong. Why? Because ultimately they have their own missiles, and also they have Russia as a guard. All right. But it says Russia former president said the U.S. think it won the Cold War, but is now on the verge of losing it. Russia former president Dmitry Medvedev said that the U.S. erroneously believes it won the Cold War. What's more, it is now just one step away from losing it completely. Why? Because Russia is going to end up wiping America away, all right, with these missiles, man. When you look into Chernobyl, because I believe America could have had a play in what happened there, But when you look into, what happened, radiation spilled, everywhere from that explosion, all right, to where it caused, many deaths. All right, unaliveness. You've seen a lot of that happen with Hiroshima and Nagasaki. How it messed up generations of people. That happened too over there in Ukraine. All right, but that was, like I said, that was back when Ukraine and Russia, they had their thing going. But now, it's the Lord that mustered the host to the battle. However, World War III pop off. It's how it pops off. But what I'm saying is, this former Russian president remembers that, man. I don't care if Ukraine ain't with them no more. They remember, the acts of what happened during that the Soviet Union era, man. But Salakia. It was something else. Because I looked up what started, the Cold War. It says, according to the historian, several causes, Salakia, that led to the outbreak of the Cold War, including tension between the two nations at the end of World War II. All right, the ideological conflict between both of the United States and the Soviet Union, the emergence of nuclear weapons. All right, and that's what get over here, Salaki, and that's what we been talking about. All right, this the weapons of mass destruction that's gonna end all wars, man. Along with the chariots, but these weapons, which ultimately, when you go to I think it's Isaiah 54 and 16, it says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coal in the fire." And we know that the wisest among these Edomites, is what I believe the Temanites, which I believe is the Germans. Also, Russia. They got it to where they have one of the strongest, missiles, all right, known to man, which we know about the Satan 1 and the Satan 2, all right. But it says, "Behold, I've created the smith," and the smith is who? The scientist, all right. That back then, when they had the devising of splitting atoms, all right, to make these atomic explosions, all right. Think of Albert Einstein, all right. But it says, "Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coal in the fire." It says, "And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work," and that instrument, all right, is the ICBMs, all right. That's gonna be shot from one end of the earth to the other end and not miss, all right. Which we know, just like it says in Jeremiah 50 or 51, "Set yourselves at array," against Babylon, all you that bendeth the bow, shoot at her and spare no arrows, man. That's what the Lord has upon this place. This is the judgment. It says, reading on, it says, "And that bring forth an instrument for his work, I have created the waster to destroy." All right, and who's going to be the waster, man? We're starting off with Putin, all right, because he's going to waste away America along with the other nations, all right, because everybody's tired of America, man, which is so-called the hammer of the earth. I'm gonna go to the Ezekiel 38. Salakia. Ezekiel 38:1. It says, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog," which is basically the same place, Gog in the land of Magog. Other people confuse it, thinking it's two different things. But it says the chief prince of Meshech, all right, which is who, man? Russia. I mean, Putin, man. But it says, "And Tubal and prophesy against him, and say, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back." All right, because the Lord is the one right here, and I'll come back. Proverbs 21:1. It says, "The king's heart is in the hand of the Lord, and the rivers of water he turneth it whithersoever he will." All right, it's the Lord that's working on the minds of these kings. All right, and that's the Lord pulling hooks in the jaws of the kings. All right, pulling them to the times of war. All right, I'm gonna see what I have in my note. Or yeah, right here, Ezekiel 38:10, it says, "Thus saith the Lord power, it shall also come to pass that in the same time shall these things come into thy mind, thou shalt think an evil thought." All right, and that evil thought is to what? Come up against America and destroy it. Why? Because it's the Lord, using these king's hearts, which is the Laab in the Hebrew, which means my. All right, He's gotten in their minds. Going back to Ezekiel 38. Ezekiel 38 4, it says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth and all thy armies and horses and horsemen." All right, because you got nations, all right, now siding, and it's publicly known, all right, with Russia. Just not too long ago, Russia has been sending their warships out throughout the seas and the ocean, and 5 of them landed up in Cuba, along with a nuclear submarine, and one just came to, I believe, New Zealand. All right, I believe today. All right, I believe it was just a warship, but just showing you the alliance, of Russia and these smaller nations, as you spoke about, like I said, with and Joel. These alliances are now saying that they're strong. Because why? It says, I keep reading, it says, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company of bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords, man, all these missiles, all right, because each country now has a whole of nuclear warfare, man. It says Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, all of them with shields and helmets. All right, like you got Iran, they're siding with Russia. You got China. You got Kim Jong Un. They was just together, not too long ago. And it's just, like I said, World War III is soon to take place, which we still got the MOTB that has to happen, but we are in those times, But verse 6, it says, "Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee." Verse 7, it says, "Be thou prepared, and prepare thyself." All right, because all these nations are getting ready for battle. It's been through the whole news, through all these media outlets, that World War III is inevitable. All right, World War III is about to take place if this happen, or if this country do this, or this country do that. This is what the talk of the town is. Like, it's Matthew 24. I'll go to that. Salakia. Where was that? Matthew 24:6. Salakia, it says, "And you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars." All right, and that's what's, like I said, been going on throughout these media outlets. You got people making TikToks. People in these armies being scared of what's to happen. You already got people, they're talking about a draft. These aren't really becoming rumors no more. These are things that's soon said to be to proclaim and happen. It says, see that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." It says, "For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom." All right, and that's what you have. And started out, Russia, Ukraine. You got Israel and Palestine. Now you got South Korea against, I believe, North Korea. and so forth, like I said, Ecclesiastes 3, man, there's a time for everything, and right now, it's about to be the time for war, all right? But it says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All right, and we've been seeing a lot of that going on. Even the beginning of this year was so it was a 7.1 earthquake. I believe was that in China, if I can remember. But this is in diverse places, but they've really been everywhere. But going back, and then that famine, which it's not, when you go into a famine, it's not talking about like a complete outage of food, it's just a shortage of food. All right, and that's going to happen too, because why? A lot of inflation is going on, even to the gas prices, which a lot of, even the diesel, that's going to soon go up to where if it's the diesel go up and people can't drive or do all these things, is the prices, that's going to cause the price of food to go, sky high, and ain't nobody going to have no money for that, because, jobs ain't about to, pay you more, because you just see the rent, the ratio of the rent and how much you get paid in the past, through the past couple of years. Rent been going up, but the pay ain't really been going up, But yeah, it's gonna be famines, Salakia. All right, which is gonna be a lack of bread. All right, which is gonna cause a lot of commotion in these cities, man. But not to change to go into a different topic, but going back to, I believe that was it on Ezekiel. Let me see. I'm going to finish it. Ezekiel 38, I'm going to reread it. Ezekiel 38:7. It says, be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. All right, and Russia is going to be a guard unto these smaller, weaker nations. All right, because like I already said, America was that hammer of the earth, all right, to set up garrisons and coveted fields, and all these other nations and lands, got they I don't want to say embassies, but their own little like I said, garrison, all right, intruding in everybody's land, taking their resources, all right. But these smaller nations is tired of that. All right, so what, they then teamed up with that top opponent of America, And right here, I'm just going to finish it with Isaiah 9:5. It says, for every battle of the warrior, Salakia, for every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood. Because back in the ancient time, when it was wars taking place, you had that confused noise, which was men screaming, all right, swinging swords, all right, people, screaming in agony, all right, from getting cut up or beat down, all right, people screaming and taking charge, running in to fight. It says, in garments rolled in blood, because, there's a lot of slaughtering going on, in these fights. People back then, the time of the Iron Age, all right, they was cutting people up, man. All right, daggering people. All right, chopping shit. It says, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. Why? Because people ain't combating no more, hand to hand no more. Esau then changed it up to where the ultimate sword to be played out and be used for a war is what? These missiles, man. And that's what's going to cause the burning and fuel of fire, man. And it made me think too of let me see if I can find it in Revelations. I believe it's the 9th chapter. Might be 8. Right here, Revelations 8. Because I was thinking about the Chernobyl thing and how, like I said, that radiation spilled and caused a contamination, all right, which was a bitterness, all right, to that land. All right, same thing gonna happen over here, you know, in America, man. This is Revelations 8 and 11. Let me see, start at 11. Yeah, I'm gonna start at 10. Revelations 8 and 10, it says, and the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, all right, which is a missile, all right. It says burning as a lamp, as were a lamp, and it fell upon the third part of the rivers and upon the fountains of water, and the name of the star was called wormwood, all right, because the wormwood going into a bitterness, all right, which is the contamination, all right, from the radiation. It says, in the third part of the waters became wormwood, and many men died of the waters because they were made bitter. And like I said, a lot of people died over there in Chernobyl due to that radiation that got let out. You know, they called it a disaster. All right, but over here it's gonna be way worse. All right, radiation, and that's another reason why ain't nothing gonna grow over here, man. Radiation is gonna seep into this land. It's gonna be over here, and you know, nothing's gonna grow. You know, this land is gonna be utterly destroyed and messed up, man. But hey, man, Lord willing, this was edifying to the Lord's elect. Until next time, shalom.